under the leadership of President Jammeh has increased from across the board. The monthly stipend of these students from $400 to $1,000 effective end of August 2013. According to officials, issues of standard white coat uniforms for the students and recognition of degree certificates upon completion of the program has also been addressed. Mama J, Grts.
Campers at the just ended second National Youth and Sports Summer Camp have appealed to people who are bent on cutting down trees to stop destroying the forest and help conserve the environment for the country's future during a tree planting exercise at the summer camp in Basse. The tree planting exercise, as MS Jala tells us, was meant to remind the future leaders about the importance of trees and the environment.
120 made the plea on behalf of the rest of the Gambian children during a tree planting exercise at the just ended 2013 National Youth and Sports Summer Camp in Basse. The tree planting exercise was part of a wide range of activities staged during the summer camp, aimed at teaching and molding the young campers into becoming responsible future leaders. 8 seedlings were planted at the Basse Mini Stadium, with each of the country's 7 regions planting one, and Abubakar Mark, a youth football coach from Charlton Athletics Football Club in England, who served as the football trainer during the camp, also planted 1 seedling. Another 4 were planted at the Basse Area Council and the Governor's Office. The children were excited to have the opportunity to plant trees, thus contributing to the protection and conservation of the country's prestigious flora, which they say forms an essential component of human life.
And after planting the tree, it can be used as a source of income, and it can also protect the soil from soil erosion. As we all know, it is very dangerous for our community, and without trees, respiration will be a problem for us.
We are having tree planting exercise as summer youth camp participants. As you can see around the stadium, the stadium is almost barren. You can see only grasses and no tree. So we decided to come around and plant trees so that it will help at least when they grow up, it will provide seeds or fruit stuffs like that, so that when people of Basse come to watch football or their sports here, they can sit under the shade and, you know, benefit from that.
As you can see here, these plants are very good in our life. Without plant, there is no life. Because the carbon dioxide we breathe out, that's what the plant gets and give us this one, oxygen. That's the importance of it.
After happily planting the seedlings, the young campers made a solemn plea to people bent on cutting down trees to desist from destroying the forest and help conserve the environment for the country's future generation. What advice would you have for people who are bent on cutting down trees and destroying the forest?
Okay, they should plant a tree when they cut a tree. And they should also try to stop cutting down the trees and try to make the environment nice.
Let them stop cutting down trees. Trees are very important to us, to our life.
Cutting down trees is something that is not good, but since we cannot avoid it because we need them for firewood and other stuffs, if you cut down a tree, we plant another one to replace it, so that the coming generation will benefit from it.
For Abubakar Mark, a youth coach from Charlton Athletics Football Club in the English Championship, who has been exposing the campus to basic football skills, tree planting was a whole new experience for the English tactician. What was the experience like?
Good, fun. I find it fun. I don't mind planting another one. I find it fun.
With the Gambia and the rest of the world grappling with environmental degradation, teaching the future generation about the importance of the environment is one effective way of tackling this global problem.
This own exercise is meant to engage the young people, give them the notion, give them the skills, give them the belief that trees are very important in our survival as human beings, and also that they have a responsibility to contribute in keeping our environment and maintaining it.
Planting the seedlings is one thing, nursing them to grow is another thing, a concern for the campus. But the Upper River Region Youth Coordinator assured the proper caring of the young plants. For the campus though, they only hope that their efforts will not go in vain. Should all 12 plants grow, not only will they benefit the people of Basse, but will serve as one of the legacies of the 2013 Youth and Sports Summer Camp. And some of the kids will one day like to return to Basse and see these seedlings grow. Modest Jalo, Grts.
We take our first break. The news continues in a moment. Welcome back. North and South Korea today held talks on resuming reunion for families from both sides of the border. A South Korean official said the session focused on details such as the detail and venue for a possible reunion and the number of family members who might be selected to take part. Paul Hancock meets one man who is hoping to see his family again.
This may be his last chance to meet his two daughters he last saw 60 years ago. Applying to the Red Cross to be part of an upcoming reunion, Kim says he left 20 family members when he defected in 1950 during the Korean War to avoid fighting for his native North Korea. I always assumed my family was sent to a prison camp, Kim says, but it appears you can survive and be released if you work hard and behave well. Of course, those who resist don't survive. He's had no contact with his family, but knows his parents and possibly his wife would already have passed away. Of course, I feel guilty, he says. I'm only human. But this is inevitable in Korea. It's the grief of an entire nation, not just one individual. More than 120,000 people have applied to be part of these reunions over the years, and that's just here in South Korea. There are no figures for the North. But time is running out. Many of those applying are in their 80s and 90s, and more than 50,000 Koreans have since passed away without seeing their families one last time. Millions of Koreans became refugees during and after the Korean War of 1950 to 1953. Many fled from one side or the other, dividing families in the process. For most families, there's been little or no contact ever since. There have been emotional scenes at previous reunions, the last of which was held 3 years ago. The very fact Pyongyang and Seoul are trying to organize another meeting shows how relations have thawed between the two Koreas over recent months. Kim knows the chances of seeing his family again are still slim. Of the thousands of families wanting to be reunited, the Korean Red Cross says only 100 families would be chosen this time around. Paula Hancock's CNN Seoul.
Ever since the recent crackdown on supporters of ousted President Mohamed Morsi, the streets of Cairo have been calmer. This is in no small part due to a curfew put in place in recent days. CNN's Ivan Lee takes us for a ride through Cairo streets at night.
Police sirens pierce the humid air in downtown Cairo, an echoing warning to curfew violators. The police and army on patrol in the darkness. More than a dozen officers are on guard, guns at the ready. Everyone out after 7 p.m. is stopped and questioned, their IDs carefully scrutinized while their cars are thoroughly searched. Brigadier General Hani Gerges tells me these are tense times. Sometimes we're attacked while apprehending thieves. Our night patrols are spread throughout Egypt. We've confiscated a lot of weapons, drugs, and faced criminals. The police, long despised by the public, accused of using heavy-handed tactics, now say they're out to win hearts and minds. The situation has improved immensely. The wall between the police and people is broken. They realize the sacrifices the police have made to secure the country. But tensions remain, and people at this checkpoint know they're under heavy scrutiny. Most don't complain about being stopped.
I've been in the streets 3 hours, being stopped every 10 meters or something, and I am not the least angry.
Egypt has seen